The Bank of Korea has decided to keep its benchmark interest rate unchanged at a record low of 0.5%. The BOK is also calling for GDP growth of 3% this year and 2.5% next year, the same as in its last forecast in November. As for the inflation outlook, it's been revised upwards to 1.3%. Jae-hee has the details.
South Korea's central bank has kept its benchmark interest rate unchanged at a record low of 0.5%. The decision, made during the bank's monetary policy meeting on Thursday, comes despite recovering exports and facility investment, with private consumption still weak from the COVID-19 pandemic.
The domestic economy is recovering modestly, mainly led by an increase in exports, and the vaccination program is set to begin in our country. But we decided to keep the rate steady, as uncertainty surrounding the economy remains high amid the pandemic.
The Bank of Korea cut its key interest rate to 0.75% last March and lowered it once more to a record low 0.5% in May last year. The rate has remained unchanged since then. The central bank on Thursday also kept its domestic GDP growth forecast for this year at 3%, the same as the previous forecast. It also left the growth forecast for 2022 unchanged at 2.5%.
We decided to maintain the growth forecast for this year. This is because even though the global economy is expected to expand, infections in our country this winter were worse than expected, and we're seeing rather subdued employment figures.
On the other hand, the inflation forecast for this year using the Consumer Price Index was raised to 1.3%, up 0.3% from the previous forecast made last November. But one expert notes it's unclear whether this inflationary trend will continue, as the current trend is not entirely reflective of the overall economic conditions.
The inflation is centered around groceries and global oil prices, so it's not necessarily inflation reflecting the overall economic conditions. It's mostly from the pressures on the supply side.
The BOK reiterated that the future economy is heavily dependent on how the virus situation unfolds, including the speed of vaccine rollouts, and vowed to continue its accommodative monetary policy. Jae-hee, Arirang News.